All right, Baisai. So my bachar over here was asking me about Yushkmas because he heard on the news that about that today was Yom Tov for the Gayim, and so he was asking me different shilos pertaining to the Yom Tov, and all about the hilchos of how to make sure that we don't chas v'shalom observe anything that's even sort of like a Gayish holiday. So I decided it would be a great time to give over a quick shir, and so we can give over a few pointers so that we make sure that we're on the same page. And so here's just a few things. So it's very important on any Gayish holiday, but especially on Yushkmas, that we don't in any way join in the celebrations, because you might not be aware, but thousands of years ago, Yushkmas was when they used to kill all the Jews. The Goyim were animals, and because of that, so still too nowadays, there's an inyunim to make sure that some people. The Goyim are very ooey. That some people kill all the Goyim, and the worst case, if you can't do that, then you should at least make sure that you don't chas v'shalom, have any hana from it. So there's a lot of things that the Goyim do that you might be aware of, and that the kinderlach might be asking questions, and you want to be prepared. So here's just a few answers, and here's a few pointers. So if you give presents to your kids on Yushkmas, that means even if you had a sticker chart and it was all filled up, and you were supposed to take them out to get 16 handles, that's Gayish, because it's that's what the Goyim do. So you have to make sure that you push off every single neder that you made until the next day. So you make like a little bit of a nircha with presents, because you don't chas v'shalom want them to think that they're getting a Christmas present. Oh, sorry, that they're getting a Yushkmas present. And oh yeah, I'm so sorry. If you see trees on cars, a lot of times guys are driving around with trees, like the Chabad people drive around with the menorahs. It's the same. It comes from the same car. So if you see that, you should always go a week before to Home Depot, and you can get weed killer, big bottles. Sometimes they have super soaker powers, and you can probably even squirt them from your minivan. So that way, if you see them on the tree, you can start to kill them already, and they won't even make it home to their houses, where they are going to start planning the destruction of all the yidden. If you go to the mall, if you go to the shopping mall, and you see the Santa Clauses with the kitties on his lap, so it's 100% usher to look at Santa Claus, but it's not 100% usher to look at people looking at Santa Claus. So what you can always do is you can walk where the little guy that fixes cell phone screens are, and then from there you can stare at the guy who are staring at the Santa, and that way you're not looking at the Avodah Zarah, but you're also making sure that they feel very uncomfortable. And if you see people come around, the guy that they sing Zemira, sometimes they come to the houses because they're trying to make us all Gayish, and they come in and they sing their Zemiras. So if you live in Israel, you can go to your machsan and you can hide. And if you don't live in Israel, in America, the Chutz La'aretz, we just go into the coat closet, and you can hide in the coat closet until they go away. And if they know that you're home because they see your car's parked in the driveway, so you can leave one of the blinds open and the rest of them closed, and you can just put your eyes by the blind so that they know you're home, but that you're 100% not masking to what's happening, and you can always keep a spear and a shield just in case it comes to Muhammad, so that way you're always prepared. If you have cleaning ladies, if you have cleaning ladies, Rabbi Sai, you're not allowed to participate in letting them go home to have a Gayish holiday. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to make sure that they don't go home. And if they ask if they can get off for Yom Tov, then you tell them that if they do take off for Yom Tov, that you're gonna never give them a job back. And this way, in most cases, because they have to feed their Gayish families, they won't go home and they'll stay. And this way, you're making the mitzvah of, first of all, not having a Yushkmas, and second of all, making sure that the Goyim don't have Yushkmas either. So that's a very important thing. What other things go on? If you see a Gayish person, like a homeless person, chas v'shalom, like a Gayish meshulach, who looks very poor, they're tricking you, and it's all a lie. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to come closer to them, so that this way they can kill you. And that's why we make sure we never give tzedakah to Gayim, but especially not on Yashmis, because on Yashmis is when the Satan's around, and that's when we don't have, so we're not protected by the Anan, and the Shekhinah is not around us, and because of that, we're very vulnerable, and you have to take extra precautionary steps to make sure that you stay away, because a lot of times the Gaish Mishalachim are actually Shadim. And that's what you have to do. So Rabbi said this is very important things, and I think it's very important that we focus on these things and that we make sure not to chas v'shalom assimilate. And this way we can have a very good nitalacht, or whatever you call it. And these are gluten free actually. We're not chas v'shalom giving him lechem on a weekday.
Yeah, Mommy.
Yeah, should be home soon.